erratic reactions. This embrace you mention, I wonder if you might describe it.
His arm went around my waist. His fingers pressed me.
Where?
Oh, here.
Not too forward, was he?
Oh, well, forward enough, I should say.
Yes, and you, I suppose, responded with a delicate pressure of the arm, or perhaps you rotated the tip of your index finger just inside the cup of his palm, just slightly.
Indeed, I did not, Mr. Lawrence. I made no response whatsoever.
Because of modesty?
No. Paralysis.
Oh. One of those rare electrical things between people. He made no remarks.
What?
The man, he said nothing aside from the tentative pressure.
Why, very shortly ceased to be tentative, even.
The pressure, you mean?
Oh, yes.
But was removed?
Oh, no, on the contrary.
It became quite definite.
Yes.
Yes, and still he said nothing.
Oh, nothing.
And you said nothing.
I cleared my throat 3 times, but I couldn't speak.
Never a single word was uttered between you.
Oh, not until the ferry boat landed in San Francisco.
And then he...
released me. And then he finally spoke.
Distinctly?
In a whisper.
Whispered what?
He whispered his name. Oh, which I can't remember. And 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yes.
Presumably the hour of the inherited assignation.
Presumably.
Yes, and that was all he mentioned, the name and the time.
Oh, the time and also the place.
He also mentioned the place.
He also mentioned the name of a certain hotel.
And you did what?
I nodded.
Affirmatively.
Yes.
And you kept the appointment.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
The screwballs? Belated screwballs?
No, not that.
Oh, no, what then? Illness?
No.
Accident?
No.
Interference by relatives?
No.
Paralysis?
No.
What then?
You'll laugh when I tell you.
What? What?
I couldn't remember his name. As soon as he disappeared, I completely forgot his name. I couldn't even remember the name of the hotel he had mentioned. My mind, it was a blank. A blank. All that I knew was that somewhere in the city at 5:30, the man that I had been waiting my entire life to meet, he was waiting for me.
And just through a treacherous little defect of the recollection.
I couldn't go to him.
And realize the purpose of your existence. Dreadful. Pull yourself together, Miss
Peabody.
And tell me what happened after this incident on the ferry from
Oakland
to
San Francisco. It seemed hopeless, so I tried to forget. Not merely his name and then the place, but the whole thing. At first, I thought that I had forgotten, only I couldn't concentrate anymore.
Not on anything.
No.
Had a position.
In a public library.
Lost it.
Yes. Children would ask for rubber boys on the river, and I would give them Women in Love by you.
A subconscious effort to pull down public morals. Your health was shattered.
Completely.
Yes. Luckily you had been left some money by an aunt.
Oh, not an aunt. An uncle.
Yes, to travel.
Yes.
And so you traveled and you traveled. And still the pains persisted.
How did you know of the pains?
Of course there were pains. Where were the pains located?
Oh, here.
There in the side where he touched you.
Here in the side where he touched me.
At first you thought
that it was appendicitis.
Had it removed.
Yes, they removed my appendix.
And they found it healthy.
Found it perfectly healthy.
Yes, and then?
Oh, of course the pains persisted.
Of course the pains persisted. And then?
Oh.
You begin to doubt that this was a physical thing. Your pride and your modesty were no longer strong enough to conceal the facts from you. The censor broke down, and the blinding truth came shining through. Yes, those pains had started that night the stranger pressed you. They were a souvenir from a ride on a ferry boat, weren't they? Weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Ha!
But that's an old story now.
So, why did you come to me?
Oh, because of your books. Oh, Mr. Lawrence, you've written so much about sex.
I never wrote about sex. What I write about is the phallic reality. Sex is cerebral, sex is intellectual, sex is all in the head. The phallic reality is located in the...
Yes.
I don't wish to give you an earring, Miss Preston. You are the victim of hundreds of years of wrong thinking. Prudery, shame, sterile intellectualism pointing shame at the flesh. Let me tell you, before I send you away, that my great religion is a belief in the blood, the body's superior wisdom to that of the mind. We can go wrong in our minds, but what the blood feels and thinks and believes is always true. That is all, Miss Preston. You may go.
Oh, but Mr. Lawrence, I hope that you could help. I hope that you could tell me what to do.
It seems that your only course of action is to find the man on the ferry.
But how can I when I can't remember his name?
But you do remember his name. What was his name, Ms. Preston?
O'Reilly. O'Reilly! Oh, Adam O'Reilly! No, Mr. Lawrence, I can remember his name!
The hotel, quick, the hotel.
Golden Gate Hotel, room 1020. Oh, my hat, my glove, my shoulders, net. Oh, where are they? Oh.
Yeah? Where are you going?
I'm going back to San Francisco, the Golden Gate Hotel. Back to Adam. Bye, Mr. Lawrence.
What are you working on, darling?